Guys, I want to get loud all of a sudden.
Do it.
Sorry, I'm want to.
It's you. I knew it was coming.
I'm sorry, guys.
Can't
I
hold
need
them back.
to do that.
It is. You feel like Poseidon chucking that bugger down in the water.
Sucking that bugger. Did you butt out that deer? I did not butt out that deer, but the next one I get, okay, it's getting its butt out.
Is that little Stevie out here in the back?
Drobop. Bow drop, I'm sorry. Drobop. Hello. Stay tuned. I'll be back after my seizure. Every little chipmunk that was running around, everything's dead quiet, and I went like that. Just happened.
I saw what is in essence a nature-gasm.
Hey there, everybody. This is Uncle Buck, and you are listening to the Sonic Campfire. This is the Retton River Pursuits podcast coming at you once again. And who do I have with me tonight?
Hey, I'm Ryan.
I'm Catfish.
I'm Kyle.
This is Dave.
And I'm Will.
Hey, guys.
It's good, bud. I like that.
We've had a big week.
Enthusiasm.
Are you ready for a bigger week?
I'm ready, bud. What do you got for us?
You got something cool? Because I'd love to hear
Are you
it.
turning our week into 8 days?
Yes. We're going to. We have another installment of making Pennsylvania great again as far as hunting.
Okay.
Go on.
We have a local hunter, angler. We have with us just north of us from Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, Miss Sara Love.
Sarah. Nice.
Sarah?
Hi, guys.
Howdy,
Hey,
Sarah. How are
Sarah.
you doing?
Belafonte?
I'm doing great. How are you all doing?
We're doing awesome.
We're well, yeah.
I didn't realize Sarah was from Bellefonte.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
either.
Not far from where my cabin is.
State
upstate.
College out north of Altoona.
Yeah.
Up yonder way.
Yeah.
I have that correct,
home
right, Sarah?
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
I'm not any more central PA than I am.
How could you? I mean, right up there.
Penn's Cave.
See it by
Yeah.
boat. That's their slogan.
Because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Now, Sarah, tell us a little bit more about Sara Love from Bellefonte, Pennsylvania.
All right. I'm 29 years old, and I'm just thankful to be here today and live life to its fullest. And
You do. You definitely do. Like, we follow you on Instagram and Facebook, and we get it. Like, you're kind of like not unlike us. Like, you're always out doing something.
yeah, and whenever you realize how short life is sometimes, which I did, you can, I don't know, not to take it for granted and know, wow, I'm not ready yet. I have so much more life to live, and just really live.
No.
Yeah, the outdoors can bring that out in you too. It can remind you how precious life is, Sarah. I get that.
Or how small you are.
Yes.
Insignificant.
But I got to stop though for a second, guys. Sarah, that the way you said that, it sounded very specific. Like you weren't ready, and when you realize how short life can be, just give us a quick background here. Is there a
What
significant event in your life that made you feel that way?
Yeah, whenever I was 21 years old, I was in a very serious automobile accident, and I was drinking and driving, and I wrecked my car, and I almost didn't make it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But
Jeez.
I feel like where I should start my story is whenever, I don't know, I guess 6 months after I was 21, I was bartending at the time, and I cashiered, and I babysat on the side. And at the time, I felt really accomplished, and I thought I was taking on the world, what I didn't realize was how self-centered I was. I lived to work, and my life was a party. I had no interest in anything unless it benefited my wants. And then I had my accident. The day of my accident, I was having a fight with my boyfriend of 3 years, and at the age of 21, I decided to go to my best friend's house and get drunk and forget about the problems. So I had to work in the morning, so I guess I drove home. And all of that, which I'm telling you, I don't remember. It's details I've gotten after the fact.
Well,
So,
Jeez.
most of us can probably see where this is going. On May 7th, 2010, at approximately 1 a.m., my Chihuahua, Nemo, and I wrecked in my 2001 Pontiac Sunfire approximately 3 miles away from my friend's house. Nemo was fine, and me, on the other hand, not so much. I flipped end over end, like made an abrupt right-hand turn and flipped end over end, and I didn't get found till shortly after 6 a.m. A man jogging along the road spotted the scene of my car, crumpled it into a little ball of metal, partially hidden on the brush of the side of the road, and ran and called 911. 7 hours after my accident, I was life flighted to Danville. I had the hospital, which I believe is like an hour away from me. I was admitted to the adult intensive care trauma unit, and I was in a natural coma at first, and then I was in a medically induced coma, which allowed my brain healing time. After 5 days, I woke up. I had 2 brain bleeds and bruising and swelling on both hemispheres of my brain. I had a collapsed lung due to it was an infection from vomit entering my lung. I had continued problems with neck pain. There was more severe trauma to my left side of my brain than my right side, which made my right side weak and handicapped until I was able to rebuild muscle strength and agility. Not as much anymore, but for the longest time I had trouble with short-term memory loss and brain overstimulation to an extent. I was in the hospital for 1 week and inpatient rehab for 2. I was sent home to live with my parents and continued outpatient rehab for 6 months. And after about 8 months went by, I was finally allowed to go back to work and live out on my own again. I went back to my job as a cashier at a grocery store, and that's where I remain today. But because of my traumatic brain injury, or my TBI, I'm only allowed a certain amount of hours a week at work, even to this day. As far as being able to live out on my own goes, I've lived in a house I've lived in since I was 8 years old, and my dad owns it, and I live with my older sister and my 8-year-old nephew, and he'll be 2-year-old nephew at the end of the week. She's helped me a great deal since my accident, and I don't know if I would be where I am today without my sister. At this part of my story is whenever we're getting to why I got into the great outdoors. So, what was I to do for entertainment when I got out on my own? I went from living with my parents for 8 months to not being able to leave the house for fear of overstimulating my brain to complete freedom. Although I had zero finances to do anything, I started back at ground zero. To buy a car, pay rent, my cell phone, the bills just kept piling up. So I couldn't go to the bars anymore because I couldn't drink anymore, which everyone else my age at the time was doing that. So that was hard, and I didn't really have the money to do it, and to join in on the fun anymore or the desire. So I'm like, what do I do? And that was whenever I started fishing. And
Nice.
I just met up with different friends. Fishing to me didn't necessarily mean catching fish. Like, honestly, I figured when I was on the bank, you have to cast as far out as possible to catch something. So there was a lot of weight involved and probably not too many fish caught, but it was just as much fun.
I'm in that camp.
And remember how I said that I had trouble with short-term memory loss? Well, that's whenever I started taking all of the pictures that I have for me to remember all the moments. And I felt like I had nothing for so long. It was only like 9 months in reality, but 9 months of not doing anything. I like told my parents at almost every day I was in prison. But I forget where I was going with that.
No, Sarah, it's absolutely an astounding story so far. So
But that's why I started taking pictures. So to help me with like reminding, like getting to see, wow, no, Sarah, like you felt for so long that you didn't have a life, but you have so much to be grateful for and so many adventures. I just basically was turning into an adventure junkie. And this is for my story where I introduce around a year after my accident, Kelly and I became attached at the hip. And
who's Kelly, though?
She was so a group of this, I guess, let's see, how do I want to explain Kelly? She had just gotten out of a long-term relationship at the time, and so had I. And so we just started, I guess we had mutual friends that fished together, and that's what started our friendship off. And try to remember, I was pretty much broke all the time still, so Kelly showed me some or all of the hobbies she was into. I already owned a canoe, and so Kelly and I went out on canoe together, and we fished and played in creeks and rode motorcycles with my family. And her friend Maddie took us for a ride on his boat, or we jumped on our friend's trampoline, or we went swimming in a friend's pool. Like, we just were always go, go, go. Went in a friend's truck to see how muddy we could get it. Kelly taught me how to shoot her bow. This was her passion, which ironically was the name of the bow she let me shoot. She took me bow fishing for the first time. We went to the truck pools at our local fair. She taught me how to shoot skeet. We went mini golfing. Rode on her pit bike.
Kelly's my catfish.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
She like taught me. I was
Come on, let's get that truck dirty.
Like, I guess before I was just into, I don't know, I was going to school at Penn State. I was bartending. I was cashiering, babysitting on the side. I didn't have time to do anything really. So, and I guess I was starting to become like resentful because I was always felt like I was doing something for everybody else. And so Kelly kind of showed me, no, like, look, this is how life is, and it's what it became. And I don't know, Kelly gave me an old bow, and it was an old buck bow, and I still shoot it to this day. But
really?
Yeah, at the time, I just was trying to shoot it as a regular
like an Uncle Buck bow?
Yeah, it's a buck bow.
There you go.
And I couldn't get consistent with it, like, to save my life. And I tried to, like, order new bow cams, and they don't have any for this bow. It's so ancient. And so
I might know a guy who could look at that for you. We could probably fix it up.
You want the bow doctor to check that out?
That would be pretty amazing.
It's probably a Jennings Buckmaster. That's what
It is.
Thinking it is.
Ryan,
it's the only Buckmaster model there was.
Ryan will put his stethoscope on it.
He'll get that back in the frontline action.
I wanted to still say Buck, so no. But
Uncle
so
Buck.
I realized I realized that I couldn't shoot my bow though, because I couldn't. I also found out that I needed glasses through shooting my bow. But anyways, that's beside the point. So I put the bow down, and I'm like, man, whenever I like save up money, I'll just get another bow. And at that point in time, Kelly let me try shooting her bow, which was a Hoyt Vixen at the time, and I pulled it back, and it felt amazing. And that's whenever I realized that my draw length was too short, and so like I for sure put my bow down. So let's see. I guess I figured whenever I got the money that I would get my own bow. And then after that came Halloween, and soon after it was Christmas, right around the corner. Right, stay with me, people. It's about to get a little bit on the sad side. So on December 21st, 2011, Kelly was taking a ride in with 3 other people on a back mountain road after they had left a bar whenever the driver lost control of the truck. Kelly didn't make it. Life as I knew it was flipped upside down again. My best friend for the last 9 months was taken from me. For the next several months, I was in a fog. I went on adventure after adventure, anything that would keep my mind busy enough to not have to deal with the pain that was just under the surface. I clung to Facebook because it was a way to occupy my mind. I'd look through the pictures. I had all the pictures of Kelly and our adventures through my pictures. Kelly and I were only friends for 9 months, but I had more pictures of her than there were days in the year, which also made it very easy for my Facebook friends to see how close Kelly and I were. On January 19th, 2012, Candace Crick, a Facebook friend from Oklahoma, made a decision that I'll never forget and I'll be grateful for the rest of my life. Candace had won a contest on Facebook, the Bow Life Challenge, and she won the Mission Venture by Matthews. And Candace then, with Bow Life's permission, turned around and donated that bow to me.
It's a cool bow.
It is, and I still shoot that today. My buck bow I use for bow fishing, so I shoot that. And yeah, the draw length's a little short, but Candace gave me the bow with the condition that I use it for hunting, and so I took it out hunting, and I got my first doe that year, the first year that I had taken it out. I think I actually shot 2 doe. And I guess the way that I normally wrap up my story is, now that you all know how I got to the great outdoors, my dream in life is, I don't really have a dream in life, but is to never be without the outdoors again. And I'm still an adventure junkie, and I don't know. It's like an adrenaline junkie, but it's adventures. Anything in the outdoors that I can get my hands on.
There is something that changes in the human spirit. This is Uncle Catfish, by the way, Sarah. There's something that changes you when you get hurt. Not many people in life, not many humans in life know what it's like to be at the edge of life or life-changing experience as that you went through. Unfortunately, I do. I fell off a building when I was 20.
Goodness.
I broke my back. I've had 4 back surgeries. I've been through a lot, and I've also been down the alcohol road and party road. And the outdoors, I've mentioned this before, is a lifesaver. It's a church. But once you find that, and you get addicted to that, you call it an adventure junkie. Once you get addicted to the outdoors, as you did, it will change your life. You don't need the party life anymore, because you wake up and can't think or breathe without going fishing, without going hunting. And it's so I absolutely can. There's a part of me with you telling your story. I also lost a really good friend in my life that I can really coincide with your story, and I understand a lot of it. So I'm very proud of you from me from not going back to. It's very easy to give up and just go right back to alcohol and go, my life's over. You know, that like I got a shitty deal in life. The cards weren't dealt in my hand. Why did this happen to me? But you didn't. You're out enjoying your life, and you're out doing what you love to do. Highly impressed with you. And I really appreciate you opening up and sharing your story with us, because I have a long drawn out similar story of a lot of rehab, but it's very cool to hear the fact that you fell into love with the same thing that I did, which is, the church that's outside. And that's a very cool story. So
I'm sorry for Goodness, you're lost. Happy to hear that you're finding some peace with the outdoors as well.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I found out in life too, that I'm not sorry. Without some of those things in my life, I probably wouldn't be here. Without Will in my life, without the injury in my life, without the outdoors in my life, I would have been gone a long time ago. I would have been in prison or dead, going 100 miles an hour. However, to me, it was maybe God's way of saying, slow down. I'm going to throw you off a building if you don't. And I didn't, so he did. And so this, I can feel it. Even this morning, just this morning, I had a few minutes to go out and catch a massive bass on top water this morning.
5+ pounds.
Yeah, 5-pound bass this morning. And I stopped everything I was doing and looked around at the lake. The water was calm and flat. The geese were sitting over by the cove. The little details of the outdoors now stick out to me, where before my injury, I still hunted, but I would have driven by it and never noticed it. I notice everything around me now, and it takes a life-changing experience to get to a place where that is like you are now. If you can stop, you said it yourself. What stuck out to me the most was I loved to go fishing with my friend, even if we didn't catch fish. That is somebody who loves the outdoors. You don't have to kill something or catch something in order to enjoy where you're at, as long as you're with your friend. So my condolences to you on your loss. I didn't mean to interrupt your story, but I wanted to throw that out there as my thought process. I really appreciated you sharing your story there. There's a really solid opening to me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And
You're very welcome.
I want to pigeon-tail on a point that Catfish was making too.
Pigeon-tail away.
If I can real quick. Because Sarah,
Absolutely.
one of the things that I noticed, and it was just like Catfish said, how, you loved every moment you got to spend in the outdoors with Kelly. And I just want to throw this out there. You're honoring her every moment that you spend in the outdoors going forward.
Well, not only
she
that,
got you into that, and it saved you. And now you can honor her as you continue to do that.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing thing.
Here's the wild part too. If you are out there and that's truly what Kelly loved, Kelly's there.
Oh yeah.
If you get in deep enough, she'll talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, people call me crazy, but I can hear my mom sometimes when I'm.
That's not why we
in
call
there
you
deep
crazy,
enough.
bud.
So, but yeah, the
Crazy
wild,
is your word.
yeah, the outdoors will talk to you if you are in it enough to. If you can connect enough, you'll see it. Will has seen it once. He called it a nature-gasm. I don't know if that's really the right word, but it spoke to him at one time. Like he was speechless on what he saw, and that's those little moments in life are what we live for. And
I think
you're so young. I mean, you're my age, so you're so young that you got so much. you got so much adventure left in you that I can only wish you to really only be joyful every second because you got that second chance as I did.
I had the moments where I was fortunate to take a deer. I was catch a big fish or whatever. But catfish, and you hopefully you can appreciate this, Sarah. Catfish is it wasn't exactly good enough that I had the biggest moment of my life, with an archery 8-point, he was remember the temperature, remember how you felt, and remember that the raindrop kind of just going in and out of the crack of, of those trees, the bark on the tree. And he literally, I remember so much more about that moment than I ever would have had I not called him exactly after I shot the deer, So you have these people in your life that show you things and teach you things, but then you have these people in your lives that change your life and make you who you are. And it sounds like Kelly was all of that in a bag of chips, The
short time that you knew Kelly, the
Impact?
the drastic influence that she had on your life that kind of set you on this path to the great outdoors?
Part of it is like my brain was a little bit reset too. So I just was given such wonderful, perfect, like I'm just so blessed. And the tools that I was given while I was relearning, I don't know,
That makes sense.
to set me on the right path.
Absolutely.
And I don't know who was telling me a couple people ago said about the memory of the rain in between the tree or whatever you said, but the whole point was that you said remember all of those things. Well, that is definitely something that I would love to do, except for sometimes I have a little bit of memory problems, so I take my pictures and write stuff down because I might not remember the moment as well, and it's frustrating.
Right.
But
No, I'm just, my point was just to have that person who kind of like inspires you to do a little bit more than you normally would. You know,
absolutely.
yeah.
All
And
right.
that was the whole thing is like, Catfish, wanted me to
Enjoy more
have
than
that
just
moment.
that.
More, that there's always another layer. And that dude, he had to step out, but that dude does that. I mean, he
Absolutely.
he lets you like he taps into something.
He's the human onion.
Yeah, there's always
got
another. There's something else, and it might be the best moment of your life. You'll take it like to that honey bun level where it's just like it's one more. It's one more notch. It's 11.
It's awesome.
Sarah, you know what we mean by that, honey bun, dear?
I don't know. Maybe.
Honey buns with R2 is a special. There should be an emoji for us for honey buns.
Yeah, we
really.
need honey bun emojis.
That'd be great.
Like, think of your best, most epic day that you've ever had in the outdoors, right?
There's too many.
Okay, but how do you end that day? You have a honey bun and you just sit back and reflect on the entire epic day you just had. It's a honey bun
It
day.
just takes it that one more
It
notch.
just takes it up there.
Yes, you had the best day ever, but it's not there until you hit that honey bun.
Like Captain Jimmy Del Rio would say.
Yeah.
Just take it to the next level.
I'm gonna take it to the next level.
One of the things, at least that I like really love about the hunting industry specifically, way more than probably, I don't know, a lot of other outdoors things, is you can almost remember, or at least for me, I can remember like every hunt that I've ever been. Some of them stick out more than others, but your hunt, I don't know. I could tell like real long, in-depth, passionate stories about every single hunt I've been on. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't been on as many, because I've only been...
No, it's an intense time. It's a really intense time. You're focused on a lot of things. You're listening very hard. You're looking very hard.
No, every sense you have is on high alert.
Yeah.
From start to stop.
Yeah, and there's
like,
not a lot of situations.
And my wife doesn't get that. She's like, I come home from a hunt and I'm tired, and she's like, "Why are you tired? You just been sitting in a tree for 4 hours." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. Like I have been like on edge."
You just like opened my eyes as to why I get so tired, or why people get tired. Yeah. I understand the elements, but yeah, you're right. Heightened senses.
There isn't a chipmunk that had a hiccup 100 yards away that you didn't go, "What was that? What was that?"
I've smelled deer. Like I've been, downwind of deer where I didn't know that it was deer but I knew something was there. And it's that deep, real musty.
Yeah.
Deer smell.
Deer smell. Hair. Yeah. Wet hair. But it like this. So like your senses there's a full on assault at all times.
Well, and it's kind of ironic that hunters and fishermen get this bad rap of being out of touch, with nature and kind of just being these killing and animal abusing machines,
I
but
really do think.
I mean, I think just us as outdoorsmen and outdoors women are some of the most in touch individuals that I've seen. Just kind of we're the ones that appreciate it the most,
Right.
And the luckiest.
absolutely. Well, some of us.
Phil on catching salmon.
You just bitter that you weren't the best for once.
That doesn't
But
make sense.
it's for the current.
I wish I could take you guys on my current adventure with my new mud motor. It hauls.
That looks fantastic.
Did you guys see that beast
Have you seen that, guys?
on the social medias?
Oh, yeah.
I think she's the northernmost person to run this motor.
I mean, it's, it's
You are.
pretty intense.
Yeah, it is. It's a mud
Not
motor.
like camping.
No.
Do you get it?
Intense.
Intense. What? A wigwam and a teepee?
That's 2 tenths.
Oh, that is 2 tenths. Sorry. I didn't mean to get all stressed out.
So you got some boat overhaul going, do you?
Ooh, I mean, it's only a 13 horsepower motor, and the guy that sold it to me, actually, it's funny how it worked out. He's an old coworker, and my dad was like, "Hey, sir, I think
he
I
have a
found you a
walker?
boat." No, my dad was like, "Hey, Sarah, I think I found you a boater for your boat. I'm gonna go check it out after work or something." And then my old coworker, my dad showed up and he's like, "Hey, you're Love's dad, aren't you?" He's like, "Yeah." And then Cody told him, "Oh yeah, Sarah took me bow fishing for the first time, and like we used to work together and all these different." So the guy that gave me the boat has even higher of the motor has an even higher horsepower, and I'm like, "You're gonna not make it." Like, I've only got 13 horsepower, and that thing flies on my little 14-foot John boat. Like, it's going.
Sarah, what's your favorite color?
Ooh, I don't know. Happy.
Happy.
There you go.
Happy's not a color.
I was thinking.
Alright.
I was thinking, since I'm not too far away, you could bring that John boat down to our house, my house. We could spend the weekend sanding that thing down and painting it purple with some gold flake for you, like just making it really rocking.
Really rocking, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know about purple and gold.
Oh, that sounds good. The ducks will never see it.
Right. but
The Ryan
some
Madera colorblind ducks.
Yeah.
I've painted boats before, just not my own. My own says Bass something on it, like Bass Killer. I don't even know. The letters need taken
Bass
off.
Killer Base.
That's my new thing. I just want to paint everybody's boat now.
He's pretty good at it, though.
I mean, I am definitely up for it.
We
I
could,
just need to learn how to listen. I know how to run my boat just fine. I just have not learned how to trailer it yet. So
well, it takes time.
yeah, I just need to learn how to get it from me to you, and then we're good.
It's
Yeah,
like
that works.
love.
Uncle Buck
Yeah.
will come up.
It takes time.
It takes time.
We'll come up there and help you bring it down.
We could make we could paint it camo if you'd like. We could make a Sara Love camo pattern.
Yeah, that would be way more preferred.
I could make a love stencil, and we could like the word love, and we could just spray it in different patterns all over it
All
until it
over.
looks camo.
That's awesome.
Like that idea. Let's make that happen.
Yeah, I'm
What
down.
he does.
That you're good.
Oh, that boy good.
He's real good.
Oh, he's real nice.
So what are we going to use? What are we going to be using this boat for, Sarah? Fishing, hunting? What are we doing with it?
Mostly fishing or bow fishing. The fish are just starting or are spawning where I am, so carp are. So bow fishing is definitely. I was bow fishing last week. I tried to listen. It was my first time out on the water with this new motor, and I was so excited. I forgot how to. I guess it was my first time taking the boat out for the year. I forgot what all I needed to bring.
You didn't
I
put
shot
the
the fish.
You put
No,
the plug
I did.
in, right?
I did. Yes.
All right.
But I shot a fish, and then I went to hand my bow over and teach my friend Kylie how to shoot, and she like shot it to the water once or twice because there's way more misses than hits. You just gotta go in knowing that. Then the arrow knock broke, and it's one that's like connected to the arrow. It's not one that, and I forgot to bring the spare. Actually, just forgot that I had bought an entirely new arrow at the end of last year.
Nice.
In your area, have you heard of Lake Howard?
That's where I'm going. That's my lake.
He's
That's
like
my dam.
psychic.
Ryan literally just stabbed me with his eyeballs.
I think
I've got a cabin.
Sarah, I think you and Uncle Catfish are about ready to go out.
I was just going to ask her, like, hey, I don't want to spot burn or make it too local, but like, where are you going for this? And Catfish throws out Lake Howard. She says that's where I'm going. I'm like, why has no one told me this?
Lake Howard is. I've been around.
Sayers. It's called Sayers Dam. It's in Howard.
Yes, I've been around a few times fishing, and I've never seen as many carp as I've seen in Lake Howard.
Really?
No, never. They in the thousands.
There's a lake in Black Shannon State Forest. Is that worth going to? Someone tell me.
Actually, the guy that, no, but Black Shannon is not far either. It's maybe 40 minutes from me.
But
there's
that's
just
not
cell phone service there. And it's just not good for bow fishing.
I'm thinking a road trip to Sara Love and Lake Howard. Have you not been to Lake Howard?
No.
I would absolutely love that.
Some of the world-renowned crappie fishing there is.
Yeah. Listen,
I was
my
just
friend
getting ready.
Cody wait, my turn. So my friend Cody that I got my motor from, the first time I took him bow fishing at Howard Lake or Dam, he shot 3 fish with 1 arrow.
What?
Nice.
I kid you not. Like,
No, you're kidding.
no,
are
I
you
think there's a
kidding us?
picture of it somewhere.
Did he have a honey bun after that?
He should
No,
have.
but
wasted
he was
it.
in my honey hole. I took him to my honey hole.
Right.
But he probably should have.
Yeah, you guys should have a honey bun after that, because that's an epic
That's
day.
honey bun worthy.
But my jam is kind of closer to Kit Kats.
Dude,
Can I-
well, I mean, whatever. But I'm
Whatever
just saying,
floats your
the honey
boat.
bun for is a special cake.
Although I kid you not, whenever I just took my motor out for the very first time earlier this week, I really did have a honey bun.
There you go.
There you go. Was it the best day you ever had?
It was one of them.
Yeah, it was pretty stinking good.
I had one for breakfast.
I like it when
Confirmed.
they're pretty stinking good.
I woke up this morning.
Yeah, so I had one for breakfast.
Amen.
It's a great day.
I think we all woke up this morning.
I found one
Sure
from
is.
our Sodas Point trip in the truck. I ate it anyhow. It was flat. It was underneath all the luggage, I guess.
That's when they're good when they're smashed.
That was a special honey bun for a very special
Smash
occasion.
buns.
That was the end of the trail.
Sarah, we saw you at the Great American Outdoor Show.
The past 2 years in a row, correct.
Yeah, we stopped by and said hi to you, and I think that I waved a few times. I haven't actually got a chance to talk to you much in person.
It's
but
because Bucky is
normal.
very territorial.
It is.
He hogs her.
It's normally very, very hot in that building with 100,000 people, and you're constantly wrapped up in this cocoon thing. I don't know how you don't sweat to death and die inside the building, but since you've brought light to that product, they're pretty impressive. So
It's IWAM outerwear.
Yeah.
It's to keep you pretty much everything.
Top to toe.
Snuggie.
Yeah, keep you warm and dry and scent contained, and it's like breathable. It's just amazing.
You sold me one for my wife. They have the Penn State ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's waterproof. Oh yeah.
That was the Stadium Series.
Right on.
Yeah.
Now, Sarah, I only have one big issue with the Iowa.
What is it,
They
Kyle?
don't come in 8 foot tall.
How is it that you don't?
Good one, Dickie. Good on you, buddy.
I didn't see that coming.
Two chaise.
Sorry.
How is it that you do not fall asleep while wearing one of those bad boys into the woods? I feel like I'd walk out in the woods
You
as
know
soon as
what I
I'd sit
tell
down and be
people?
like, all right, I'm out.
Ready? This is what I tell people because it's the truth. But I think I've only fallen asleep once, maybe twice. But point, wouldn't you rather be sleeping out in the woods than at home?
There's nothing wrong with falling asleep while hunting.
Touche on you.
People feel that that's
as long
like
as you have your safety harness, and there is a safety harness hole, so you can wear your safety harness with it, then you're golden.
Some of my best naps
we're
came
talking
in a
about-
tree stand.
I was talking about
but-
like turkey hunting in the ferns and the spring. I'm out. I wake up, if they're around me, they're around me. If
Yeah, you
not,
get that slight breeze where
here's
your
the
tree's
thing: if
swaying.
they came in while I was sleeping and they left while I was sleeping, I never saw one, so it didn't happen.
So this past fall, I fell asleep the first day out. I was at an outfitter in Ohio, Crazy Horn Outfitter, and someone was sitting underneath me, and they said, "Hey, you didn't see those 2 huge shooter bucks?" I'm like, "No." Like in shooting range? Yeah. I'm like, I was sleeping.
Yeah, you can't fall asleep when somebody else is with you, though.
You called them in though, didn't you, Sarah? What's it? The snoring.
I guess.
The snoring's
Something like
always
that.
doubled as a grunt call.
I did end up getting a buck, so
Nice.
I mean,
Uncle
I
Buck.
was super
So
excited.
joke's on them.
I've been had like a late night or something like that where like catfish and I've been in the blind and he's like, go ahead, bud, just take a load off and just a couple minutes there, take the edge off, you'll be fine.
I'll keep watch.
And all that means is he's just gonna take pictures of me snoring and post it all over the social media.
Never happened.
So all that's it could be a trap, but I mean it sounds like he cares. But whenever I see myself snoring, then
You know what? True brotherly love hunting allows each other to take watch and go, listen, man. It's like a warm May morning. It's gorgeous out, listening to the birds as the sun comes up. You get sleepy.
It happens
You've
more than
already been
not.
up for 3 hours trying to get there and get the blind set up.
And
it's
if
cold at 6. It's cold at 6, but like 8:00, you have too much clothes on and you're just passed out.
If I had an eye wound, I would never hunt again. I'd just sleep in the wood.
If you fall asleep,
I know. I always say it wrong.
if you fall asleep
I'm sorry, sir.
during like spring or like fishing season, if the other person finds a snake, it's automatic permission to have that. It's gonna get thrown on you if you're sleeping.
Oh, I didn't know this rule.
Oh,
I didn't know this rule.
Oh, it's
Who do you hang with?
Yeah, you're in a different.
Yeah,
You're in a
gonna get
different
shot if you do that to me.
This might be your last day.
Old DK and Steve Irwin out there.
Deke Irwin.
Boy, look at this.
I always
snake
get
we
my
found
one
here.
cousin with that. He'll be like,
You're naughty.
He'll be like,
Crikey.
we'll be fishing and he'll nod off, and I'll throw a snake. Like if I find a snake when he nods off, I'll throw it at him.
Well, if we were in Australia, then the Iwam would like attract snakes because they like warm places.
She's a real beauty, she is. Look at how much she wants to bite you.
What happened to you? I don't know.
just,
Bushmaster climbed up in my Iwam.
It stings, but it makes me feel like a man.
Yes.
I just caught a snake like 2 days ago, and I was going to walk up the steps into my house, and we have a rock wall next to the driveway, and it looked like a copperhead, but it wasn't. It had like, I don't know, the head was more diamond, not triangular. It looked, I don't know, almost like a small ball python. But
It was a
regardless,
corn snake.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
corn
it's a-
snake.
It's a corn snake.
Yep.
Yeah. They look
Diamondback
It's got
copper
that-
face.
But it's got that pattern like a
I'll
like
send
a
you a
python.
picture.
They make great pets.
I'll send you a picture.
That's
but
what
I
Perry Farrell
released it
says.
across.
Oh.
I released it across the road, behind my neighbor's house,
Nice.
and so then I was walking past the same exact spot like an hour later, and there's a snake there. The same, like, was it the same one? And
Yes.
then the
Two
no,
copperheads.
Is it a two-headed snake?
Once
No,
you feed a snake broccoli, it'll come back forever.
Well,
common
That
knowledge.
was mice.
I think I have a snake
saying that
nest.
for years.
I have a snake nest in my rock wall walking to my house.
Oh, probably.
But like, they're not venomous, so we're just I don't know. There's mouse poop in my garage. Hopefully they can help me out.
Oh, they'll help you.
That's a
You,
great way to
gotta
look at
catch
it.
them and let them go in your garage. That's the trick.
Well, the garage door doesn't. It closes the whole way, but like the one corner a snake can fit in because I watched one go in there one
No,
time.
my garage door's the same way. That's how the chipmunks get in my garage.
But if a snake could fit in it, a world record mouse could fit in it.
Oh yeah.
Or
Absolutely.
a wombat.
Yeah, or a wombat.
Up by my fox mount in the garage the other day. I come down, turned the light on, and this beady-eyed little mouse was up there by my fox looking at me like I
Really?
couldn't see him. And I snuck over there nice and slow. I was whispering to him, "Hey, buddy, hey." I tried to grab him by the tail. Mice can jump like 50 feet.
Yeah.
In a split second, too. Just
I'm
gone.
like, dude, he flies.
And
He
yelled,
was
"Hi-ya!"
going- He went down through the DeWalt freaking tolls and, right down through the boat paint, and he was gone.
I wish Stevie was here because he had a guy. He has a guy that
He had a beehole
nuisance.
problem.
The snake hole guy.
Yeah.
The beehole guy.
But I think Stevie still has a bee problem.
Stevie's house is infested with everything. He's got carpenter amps, he's
Kids.
got snakes, bees, 600 kids.
Multiple.
600.
They're buried up to their head in cast masters.
That's
So
the problem.
This one time I was trying to clean my gutters in my house, right? So I get up and I start throwing sticks off the roof because we have like two of the biggest poplar trees, like one on one side of the house and one on the other side in like my entire town. They're the biggest ones. So there's lots of sticks. So I'm throwing them
I
down.
heard you're
all of a
very
sudden-
popular.
Yeah. Boom. Boom.
That was good, but you
So-
should keep those sticks because they make great spindles for a fire starter.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's a tulip poplar.
Poplar?
Big, tall one like that.
Let me just tell you,
Hold on to that.
I was
Like
throwing
Howard. I was just
sticks
going
off my
there.
roof, and then ow! You try running away from bees while you're on top of a roof.
Doesn't work.
No, I don't do
No,
that.
They
I mean-
fly.
I skinned my knee on the shingles, trying to run. I don't know. You can't run very far, but
Without
and
falling
it was-
off.
I don't exactly, and I don't know what kind of bees they were. I can't remember, but they can like sting you more than once.
Yellow
Yellow
jackets.
jackets.
Honey bun bees.
Those are the
Yeah.
SOBs of the bee world.
They're
SOBs.
the mafia.
That's
The
exactly
bee
what
mafia.
they were.
They're the bee mafia.
Yeah. Amen. They are the bee mafia.
Bee moccasins.
They don't
Yeah.
care.
No.
They have zero care for you. I'll just sting you 500 times.
Yeah, and I don't care if I die in the process.
Yellow jackets do suck. Anything that anything that lives in the ground when you walk by and they get you in the ankles, like bees. They're one of the only ground bees. They go in the ground and make all these nests, and then you walk by them, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're stung up in the ankles, and you're like, "What in the world?"
They're jerks.
Yes.
Can I just tell you
They're arrogant.
the rest of the story?
bee
for the
holes.
Bee stinging me.
You got more? You got more?
Yeah, so it was a few years back during Spring Gobbler, or like right after, and I think I had like the week off. This was all, everything I'm about to tell you happened within a week. But so my sister and I still live together. She does inside chores more, and I do the outside chores. So I was cleaning the gutters, and then after that, I was going to use the pressure washer, and because I have two huge trees on either side of my house, I get all
Poplars.
this algae or moss on my roof.
Oh,
So
see, I
had to
don't
hear-
clean the house. I just let it green from the oak trees and the poplars so that neighbors can't see it.
Oh,
It's like camo.
but-
It's house
so-
camouflage.
So I decided I was going to take a pressure washer to it, but it was a brand new pressure washer. So there's 4 sides to a pressure washer, right? And I wanted it to like not to spray stuff down and over it because there's that fan on the top. So I wanted it to be real close to the house. And of all 4 sides I could have had up against the house, of course I was going to have the exhaust up against. And I put a big hole in my siding.
No.
Then I had to replace the siding. I got stung by a bee. I burnt my house, and then I had to refix that.
No
Then I
good
was
deed.
Just
But
trimming
you-
hedges. I was trimming hedges, and then I borrowed my neighbor's extension cord, and I accidentally cut it in that trimmer.
But wait, there's
And
more.
then, they're just wanting a little bit more. And then I fell off the ladder and sprained my foot.
So
Went trimming edges. It was
this
bad.
is literally like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, like Chevy Chase.
I don't know why my
like,
dad lets me do our landscaping.
or like Meet the Fockers, where like nothing, everything, like cat runs out, house catches on fire, like
You might be looking for 10 grand from America's Funniest Videos.
I miss that show.
Oh.
It was a good show.
It's not
Bob
on
Saget.
anymore?
No, Bob Saget retired.
But it's still on, Catfish.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who does it now?
Carlton Banks.
Yeah, the dude from Fresh Prince.
Nah.
Yeah.
French.
You can't replace Bob Saget. That's like replacing Bob Barker.
There's been 2 hosts since Bob Saget.
It's just not the same. You couldn't. Bob Barker left. You couldn't redo the Price is
Lamar.
Right either.
It's Lamar. What's his name really? I know it is Lamar.
Carlton Banks.
Yeah, Carlton Banks.
He's the one that does the
only
weird
name it
dance.
goes by.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Charleston?
Why didn't you do the Charleston when we were on the boat?
the Carlston.
Oh, is that
Because I
what-
would have fell off the back and
Yeah,
Will wouldn't have
probably.
been there to catch me.
I lunged.
You
I
did.
lunged.
But I was doing the
A
running
nice
man,
lunge.
so I was center.
I did the lunging man.
almost tore his groin.
Sarah, what is it that you have? You have a lot of bucket left, but what's on your bucket list? What do you want to go hunt?
It's not really hunting whenever I think of bucket list. Like I want to catch a striper, and I'm like not very far at all from Raystown. There's stripers in there. I just have yet to catch one. And
I haven't caught one there yet.
I want to catch. I forget. There's a few other fish. Oh, a walleye. Those are simple. I've just never caught one. So I guess and I want to go skydiving. Those are my bucket list things.
Nice.
No, that sounds good. I'd like to do the skydiving thing myself one time.
I'd like to get over that.
No thanks.
Into
I
Raystown.
asked this same question to Lacey a few weeks ago, and she told me that she wants to do a hot air balloon ride over the Serengeti.
You can skydive out of that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right into the lion pit sounds wonderful.
Whatever
The
it takes.
hyenas, right?
Nice.
Yeah. But that's what I was afraid of. So I don't know if they can really steer hot air balloons. So like,
No.
say we're in Johannesburg and like you go up in an air balloon and even the wind's blowing perfectly, to wherever. And you're floating over the Serengeti and you're all having fun and you're taking pictures and you're seeing lions and giraffes and rhinos or whatever the case may be.
Oh my.
And then
These are a few of
I
my
see what you
favorite
did there.
things.
the worst case scenario happens, it goes down. And then you're in a straw basket surrounded by hyenas. It just sounds horrible. Like, I don't trust a big ball of hot air.
Right.
So I'd rather have the skydiving ability
Do you
to
know
dive
who
out of it.
steers? Do you know who steers a hot air balloon?
God.
Mother Nature.
Yeah. Exactly.
You might wanna
So,
just,
Sarah, I will go skydiving with you before I go hot air ballooning over the Serengeti. That's what was my point.
We can all do that in Chambersburg.
What?
Stevie will
Deal.
take us.
You can go skydiving in
Chambersburg. That's
Really?
where I went last time.
Nope.
Did you skydive?
Yes, sir.
Some of you can.
Did you
Ryan's
have a
done
dude
everything.
bouncing off your back though?
Yes, sir. What are you, jealous?
And you liked it, didn't you?
Well,
Ryan's done everything, and
love
Deke
that.
owns everything.
Deke owns the plane that filled.
Probably.
It was
Oh,
Deke's
I didn't
plane.
tell you guys about the plane that I keep in my secret hangar in Chambersburg.
No plane.
Sarah, would you go do that? You go do some tandem skydiving
with
with
the
us?
Rotten River boys.
Absolutely.
We have
Would
not-
love that, but only if we can get it on either video or
Podcast.
photography.
That's up to Deke.
Yeah, and
We'll just
that.
do it all
That'd be
audio.
sweet.
We have not yet.
Oh, I like that.
We haven't yet
That's a great-
podcasted while skydiving.
Nope.
We have an H6. We're good.
Yeah.
we can't.
Just as long as we
Now
stay within
wireless.
6 feet.
Oh, is it like the same butterflies you get whenever you jump from like a high area?
Not at all. You
Really?
have zero sense of falling.
These are more like
that-
stinging bees.
The
Or
when
like
you were
riding my motorcycle?
when you were on your ladder getting stung by bees and you jumped off to sprain your ankle, that little rush in your stomach when you jumped off.
Prior
Yeah.
to the
None of
pain of
that.
the ankle.
None
So
of it.
like cliff jumping.
No,
It's
you're
not-
going.
Not
you're,
any of that.
Not at all. You're going the exact same speed just in a different direction, you have zero feeling of falling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See,
My friend,
I like cliff jumping.
No, when you step off the plane, it's just like, oh, hey, now I'm going that way.
Oh, hi.
Really fast.
See you playing.
Yeah, that's
Boy,
awesome.
I hope that piece of nylon I packed in a ball in my back is going to work. Yay.
I
Say that again.
definitely need to do it. Like, it's been on my bucket list from the beginning.
We're taking
Yeah.
DK and we're going.
Hey, Sarah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm not.
If
I'm not
people-
jumping.
Deke doesn't mind a ball in his back.
I'm not skydiving.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
If people want to
What?
get a hold of you or if they want to follow you, how do they follow you?
Well, I'm maxed out on friends on Facebook.
You've been for 2 years.
Yeah. Get yourself a public.
I don't know how. I know, because then all my pictures won't be in the same spot.
We can help you.
Buck will set you
Okay.
up.
All
He knows
right.
all about that.
Yeah. We'll help you.
Fair enough. But
about
my
Instagram?
Instagram is Sara SARA, and then what is like the little line?
Underscore.
Yep.
Is it all right? And then underscore love underscore 1988, because it shows how old I am or how young I am.
Do the math.
Whichever way.
You're a year old when I graduated high school. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome, Buck.
Wait a minute, I'm looking it up right now. Sarah underscore what?
Love underscore 1988. Boom.
Just prepare to be entertained.
Yes.
Are
Big
you
time.
not entertained?
Daily.
She's a modern day gladiator.
Daily. Hey, guys. How can they get a hold of us?
I should know this one.
You should.
Appreciate it, Sarah.
Our
But the boys should.
They can check us out on social media at Rutten River Pursuits Podcast. We can be found on all the social media networks, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Twitters. We can also be found on YouTube under Rutten River Pursuits Podcast. And the podcast itself can be found under iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Castbox. And I believe that is
Overcast, Undercast.
Don't forget to check out the new, updated, revamped, and super sweet website.
It is awesome.
Get you some.
And riverpursuits.com.
And that website will change weekly, so check back on it.
Not the address, though.
Right on.
Just the
Yeah,
content.
www.redriverpursuits.com.
And don't forget to give us your feedback, positive, negative, all the above, on reviews or any of our social media handles. We love hearing from our listeners.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, thanks, everybody.
This has been a
guys.
surreal and introspective
I call
kind
it
of
Sarah
podcast.
Real.
Sarah Real.
Yes, that's what I call it.
I have never told a woman this in her life,
Go ahead.
but your dad's new tattoo is amazing.
Thank you. Hey, can I also tell you that my middle name is Rebecca? So when you said Sarah Real, kind of like Sarah.
Sarah Reb.
Yeah.
It's the
Rebel.
hot elf.
I don't know. It kind of went along.
That's pretty cool.
So my dad's tattoo is on his inside of his arm, and it's actually like it's me, but it's also the lady from Lord of the Rings, the elf.
Liv
with-
Tyler.
I don't
The
know,
hot elf.
Yeah.
like shooting her bow and arrow, and yeah, it's pretty sweet. And my dad
Great.
said he has to shave it because otherwise, like, get a beard.
Hey, there's
Maybe
nothing
not
wrong
good.
with Elfie Sarah Love shooting
beard.
a bow with a beard. I like it.
A poor location for not wanting to shave.
Nice.
Do you have your
He shaves me though.
Do you have your phone with you, Sarah?
Absolutely. What do you think I'm on?
Yeah, look up Instagram. Look up Darkwater737.
Got
Because
it.
now that I
Awesome.
found you, now I'm gonna have to spend the entire night staring at all these pictures and trying to
Liking
figure
all
out all
that
this
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Look at the
Awesome.
size of that.
Well-
Look at all of you. course.
Look at the size of this bluegill she's got on the ice.
Yeah, guys. I mean,
Awesome.
She's doing it.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you
Sarah.
so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you so much, guys. It's wonderful talking to you.
thank you, Sarah. Appreciate your time.
All right.
Peace.
Rig 'em weedless.
I think hornets are bigger.
Yeah.
Hey, bud. This is our first time podcasting, isn't it?
You just threw the
Do you want
D
to?
word out.
Do you want to ruin our G rating?
You want to ruin our podcast period?
Yeah. I hope Liam's listening tomorrow.
Are you on timeout?
I had to.
Yeah, we're
'cause
putting him on timeout right now. Sorry,
Kyle's-
Sarah.
TK's on his
Sorry you
timeout.
had to hear this.
This is
Hear
how,
what?
this
I
is-
don't know what you're talking about.
that's how we schooled our boys for swearing too much.
Honey buns with R2 is a special. There should be an emoji for us for honey buns.
Yeah, we
really.
need honey bun emojis.